Oh, that's why I'm not on Sky Sports. Welcome everyone to, well, big drama. Big drama. Let me explain what's going on, because there has genuinely been some big dramatic scenes, as they say. Let's get everything up to speed. Are we live? Welcome Vlatka Funky T Tanzila. He's just 12 or 13 dubs. It's a record streak, frankly, going beyond Max Verstappen. Just bear with me a second, and I'll let you know exactly what's going on. Okay. Let me get a timer up as well. What timers do we have? In fact, the timers, I need to keep you updated. Are we overexposed as well? Welcome Eric from Norway, welcome Anchi, Tim, and Kate. Yeah, so there's some drama because it looks as though Pirelli are very worried about tyre wear here. I wonder if it's because drivers are doing quite aggressive movements on the edge of the track to avoid getting track limits, and it's really overheating the tyres, or maybe they're running over the curbs. But either which way, Pirelli are very worried about tyre safety here. Extremely worried about tyre safety. So they've actually mandated a extra practice session. So we're going to have an extra 10 minutes of practice before the sprint shootout. I think so they can collect some more data and decide what they're going to do for the race tomorrow, because it looks as though they're going to do very hard limits on how many laps teams will be able to run on the on the tyres, because they're worried about a sort of Indianapolis, what was it, 2005 scenario. Welcome GTI VR6R, welcome Beef and Barley as well, good to see you both. So we will actually have a practice session before the sprint qualifying. Welcome Clack D as well. That's what's going to happen. And we'll have to see if there are going to be any tyre failures or punctures, slow punctures, anything like that we saw at Silverstone a few years ago. We will see. Anyone else got any... By the way, Oscar Piastri is still showing P3. I think quali, they'll probably do 10-minute practice. We'll have a 10-minute just cool down. So I imagine we might be going 20 minutes beyond. CJ Yang is supporting Alonso. Well, Fernando Alonso did manage to get up to P5, and he will inherit, won't he? He will inherit P4. So he will be starting on the second row of the grid. And we can look at the sector times here, by the way. So if you look at the sector times, Max Verstappen and the Red Bull, not supreme in Sector 2. In fact, both Mercedes were faster in Sector 2. And Pierre Gasly was very quick in Sector 2. Pierre Gasly was almost the quickest in Sector 2. And Lando Norris with the time deleted, and Piastri's had his time deleted as well. Clarity says we are back in a effect. I don't know what that means. Let me know what that means. Good day, lovely people. Says sold out. Should we get this? Oh, Wyatt's got... Whoa. Wyatt. What is that about? What's going on there? Wyatt, you can't just drop that many emojis and not... You know, my guy. Let's get the old sub count up as well. Just bear with me. Bear with me, chat. Which one was that? Oh, it's here. Oh, there we go. I got my stream stats up by mistake. Right. I would have thought it would have been that one. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, nice. Nicely done. Yeah, we're back live. We're back. Here we go. FI changes. Track limits at turns 12 and 13 will be revised, and there will be extensive analysis after the sprint, 19 laps. So the new session is this. So keep an eye on this. So at 2 p.m. My time, so in 25 minutes, there's going to be a 10-minute practice session, and then as I predicted, they'll have a 10-minute break, and then the sprint shootout will start at 2:20 my local time. So we're less than an hour away from the sprint shootout. Sky have got someone from the FIA. I'm not sure. Does anyone know if Pirelli bought the hardest possible compounds here? Because if they didn't bring the hardest possible compounds, they look a little bit silly, don't they? Don't they look a little bit silly? Why just put there for the memes? Why? You should be a content creator, just doing it for the content. Welcome George Rogers and Jan Su. So yeah, I mean, the fact that we're having I cannot remember actually at all when the FIA have mandated an extra session. That's very unusual, and it must have been either imposed on the teams or done with the consent of all the teams, because this doesn't normally happen in motorsport. Welcome Patache, Caliban, Andres. Black says, how come Piastri is still shown in P3? I think that will update as soon as the cars go out on track. I think that what you see there was essentially locked at the end of the session. Flavio Briatore is in the paddock with Max Verstappen. Don't hang out with these sort of people, Max. Only bad things can happen. I thought Flavio would have been banned from F1 for life for various misdemeanors. So that's why I believe Piastri is still shown in P3 there. It's quite windy out on the circuit as well, which, looking at Charles Leclerc yesterday, could be a big problem for the Ferraris, those crosswinds. Yes, welcome to all the new subscribers. Nico Rosberg's out here. So right now we've got Marshall's out on track. Track limit's going to be at 12 and 13. I wonder if it's because cars coming off the curb might be putting some unusual load on the tyres, and they're worried about cuts to the tyres and things like that. So the irony is, if they're going to relax the track limits at 12 and 13, isn't that where Lando got his lap time deleted? So that's kind of harsh. TV saying stay off curbs. Well, ironically, the FIA could be saying, well, just use the curbs, but use them in a gentle way. Don't try and steer too aggressively to avoid going onto the curb, because that's causing too much load on the tyres. Pax has a great day for racing, yes indeed. Always a great day for racing somewhere in the world. And we'll see, maybe I can get a race highlights video tomorrow for us to premiere into, one of my Mazda races from last couple of days. We will see. Brendan says, just stay within the white line, simple. But as I've explained, Brendan, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. But if anyone else has a view on this, let us know in the chat. Would be good to know what the consensus is. So we are 20 minutes away from the practice session, and I'll have to let you know what's going on with the track limits. Are they going to be relaxed at corners 12 and 13? And how do you feel if you were a driver yesterday? Did Liam Lawson get a lap time deleted? No, he was just down there, wasn't he? He was just down there. Black over 61k. Haven't you just went it together? Yeah, the subscriber numbers are absolutely just mad at the moment. We have gone over 61k. Next up now 62k. I think, was it Lewis Hamilton had an issue in 2021 in Qatar, I'm seeing here. And George Russell was in the Williams back then. He also had an issue. I think a left front puncture. And Nicholas Latifi. Ah, yeah, I think it... You know what? So, I think it is going on and off the curbs. So I wonder... Right, Funky saying Pirelli bought C1, 2, 3, and 3. So they literally bought the softest tyres. That's the information coming in from Funky Monkey. I wonder if what they will say is that it's no longer... it's no longer you have to be... Sorry, let me get this exactly right. I wonder if they'll say you can no longer... What is it? I need a white line. We're not in Chelsea. Okay, this is going to be the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. Okay. This is the track, yeah? This is a track, this is off the track. Yeah, this is the white line. So before, remember this is track, this is track. Before they were saying you could go like that. As long as you're not all the way off the white line, you're okay. So you can go like that. You know, part of your car's over, but some of your car's inside. As long as some of your car's inside, you're okay. I wonder if what they'll do now, and they'll say, anytime you touch the white line, penalty. Anytime you touch, penalty. Because the curb here... I've done that the wrong way around. You know what I mean. The curb is dangerous. Stay off the damn curbs. And when I went racing... I went racing last week... And I was told there, well, the championship implemented the rule that weekend that we had to stay off the curbs. And it's a circuit I have been to before, and I normally abuse the curbs, and that made the lines very different. Welcome to Jay. George says Silverstone Baku. Yeah, Silverstone curves. But I'm only looking at Qatar 2021. I don't remember, but it looks like there were lots of tyre issues there. Brennan saying it's a bit massy. Let's go motor racing. Peter says it's simple, just make corners gravel or Astro and then they will keep off. Could do, we'll have sand. Actually, going to start off today with a light for my friend. Who's going to follow you? Please, go away guys. Look, we've got 102 people watching. We've got 19 likes. We can do better than that, chat. We can march to 100 likes. MD Ashikuzuman says, when does the shootout begin? Well, shootout is beginning 2:20 my time, and we're going to go into free practice in about 15 minutes. Welcome to Soldat. Manvik Naga says, mate, penalties ruin McLaren's quali. Yes, completely correct. Kate says, let's go. Grazinia Grazia, aka Grazia S, says hello. Over 61 sub count. Yes, indeed. That's all thanks to you. All thanks to you. That means we can do more cool stuff like the car racing I was doing last couple of days, which I will share with all of you. That is a symbiotic cycle of content. Welcome to Jolanda Vestige. A long time since Jolanda Vestige's been in the chat. A very long time. Good to have Jolanda back. Welcome to Miprim as well. Manvik's hoping for a great shootout. I don't know exactly how the shootout works. I'm going to be very transparent with you. I'm not going to pretend I'm some expert. There are some gaps in my knowledge on how the shootout works. Should I have a look and let you know? Probably. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? How does a sprint shootout work? Sprint shootout. What is a sprint shootout? How will the sprint shootout work? Okay. Professor says both sides have a weapon. Like Lance Stroll versus Logan Sargent. The sprint shootout... I feel like a lecturer. The sprint shootout will follow the same 3-session knockout format as usual qualifying, but each Q1, Q2 and Q3 segment has been shortened to address engine and tyre concerns the teams had. So SQ1 will be 12 minutes, SQ2 will be 10 minutes, and SQ3 will be 8 minutes. Does SQ3 still allow you to do 2 flying laps? Yes, it does if you go stop and come back in. The aim is that each car would only have 1 flying lap in each session. What? Although 2 runs could be done in SQ1. I don't believe Sky Sports is saying, you know, one time everyone going to do 2 easily. There are restrictions on tyre usage. In the sprint shootout, new sets of medium tyres will be mandatory in SQ1 and SQ2. In SQ3, drivers must run soft tyres, which they would do anyway, but they do not have to be a new set. So does this affect your amount of sets available for the race? Okay. Wow. Exciting and unnecessary. Normally we're sat here on a Saturday looking forward to qualifying, aren't we? But now it's sprint qualifying for the TikTok generation. Peter Korevar says, what happened yesterday with the goats? Cold upstairs for too slow on track. I literally have I actually have no idea what that means. What happened yesterday with the goats? Called upstairs. Hang on, no. What happened yesterday with the goat? So it depends who you think the goat is. Called, as in like, called upstairs for too slow on track. Lewis Hamilton. That's it. Lewis Hamilton was called the FIA for being too slow on track. I've deciphered it like the Enigma machine. Welcome to Ragavir Das, Lord Ragavir, in the chat as well. Yeah, community racing. Lance Stroll, meanwhile, yesterday threw his steering wheel out. Almost hit his engineer on the head. Got out of the car. Now, I know the background story here. I know the background story. His trainer was telling him that he needed to weigh. I wonder if this is a breach of protocol as well. So, Lance Stroll he's thrown the steering wheel out of the car. He gets up. His trainer, who's at the back of the car, points and says, "Look, we got to weigh you. You've been called in to get weighed." Lance pushes him away, and then he just straight up punches his fitness trainer before he goes into a back room. I wonder if that's not really protocol, because how do you know he hasn't picked up a weight there? How do you know he hasn't picked up a weight from that room and snuck it into his overalls? Maybe that's the play. Maybe it's all in plain sight. Manvic, the FIA don't want new teams. The FIA actually do want new teams, but the Formula 1 teams don't want new teams. Let me explain to you like this. Let's say, right? Let's say everyone in this chat... This is not how it works, obviously. But let's say at the end of this... Oh, no, I can't explain it. Someone else can explain it. Manvic got 80 out of 80 on the maths exam. That was the practice he did in this stream. So there is the proof. If you watch these streams, you become a maths wizard. Welcome to Cooper Owl as well. Can we get some claps out in chat for Manvic Naga for getting 80 out of 80 in the maths exam? That's the equivalent to 10 out of 10, isn't it? Right, we are 10 minutes away from practice, everyone. Looks like it's going to be a rare dry evening in Qatar. Who would have believed it? How good was Naomi Schiff? How good was she as a racing driver? Does anyone know? Yolanda saying that the sprint shootout determines the starting order for the sprint race. Yes, indeed. Brendan, Liberty doesn't want anyone that... I mean, Liberty would love Andretti in. It's just the other teams, because of the agreement. They effectively have a veto. George, my prediction for Stroll outburst, no further action required. The big news that no one's talking about is that Audi might pull out. Audi might not actually go through and enter Formula 1. They think it... I mean, if you look at the... When Audi announced they were joining, F1 had a lot more viewership. I mean, the F1 viewership this year has massively declined compared to like 2021, for example. Prandl says hello to the F1 family. George, no further action required on Stroll. Yeah, I doubt there'll be an internal investigation. What if he went to HR, that engineer, and said, "Hey, Lance Stroll's pushed me," and it turns out the HR manager is Lawrence Stroll? How does that work? Welcome to Gareth Yates Johnson. Mandovic says Lawson's last race. Well, we'll see. We'll see. George says physio will just be gone by the next race. Oh, that's how it is. Will it be a payoff? Will they just pay him off? He's like a journeyman. Manvic, prove Kireth loved his fans. I didn't remember when my maths exam was, but Kireth out here told me when I was studying for it. I saved you, Manvic. When you go on and you do all the maths to create the spaceship that saves the human race when the asteroid is coming, just remember me for 1 second. Where is the Aston Martin trainer? Oh, actually, might be here. Is this him? No. Welcome to Amir as well. Yeah, Piastri's been promoted. It will update. Should update when practice starts. George says more like layoff. Your services are no longer required. I'm starting to feel like Lance Stroll might not be a good egg. Is that harsh? He might... Is he a baddie? Chat, you've got to tell me, please, when this is on the stupid frog's face. I never mean to put it on the stupid frog's face, okay? The frog space is meant to react to me speaking, and it's like... It's meant to look like it's speaking when I'm speaking. That's not how we roll. I don't want the frog. Madvick says nobody can stop Max except Stroll and Sargent. In some ways, you are true. In some ways, in a bit like how Nicholas Latifi stopped Lewis Hamilton in 2021. Jay says, I reckon they're moving Danny Rick up to driver 2 for Red Bull, then keeping Lawson for AlphaTauri. That seems like the solid move. I mean, you'd be mad to have Perez in there. But Perez, the only reason Max Verstappen is not champion is Sergio Perez. But mathematically, that's the only reason. Otherwise, Max would be champion. Phil says, Stroll's dad will give the fizzy guy a payoff or a warning. Either way, nothing in the team happens to Lance. Wow. Bear with me. Welcome to Life Track. Brendan, Yuki's not going to be at Red Bull AlphaTauri after Honda comes back. There's always that seat for Liam. Why? Because he's going to go to Aston. Is Aston getting Honda engines? Clady says, let's smash that like, but if you're just joining, yes, absolutely smash it. Set some more life? Set some life targets. Jay says, I feel awesome. I feel awful for Checo, but he's mucked up quite a bit. I think I'm overexposed, chap. How do I do that? Hang on. That. Ah, look at that. Bit more nuanced. Is that better? I felt like a bit like I was a ghost. Manvic, everyone is sleeping on Perez. No, Perez confirmed washed, basically. Welcome to Preston and Labig. George, I think he probably is a good guy, but living the life he has, the boundaries and perspectives must be very different to others around him. Well, he is he effectively a billionaire? He effectively is the owner-driver. He's an owner-driver of Aston Martin, isn't he? He's like the new Bruce McLaren. Right, we're getting ready for practice, by the way. 5 minutes. 5 minutes till practice. Chat, you got to let me know about these things, about the lights and stuff. Lights and the likes. Solar R1 says sprint quali starts in 5 minutes or no. No. We're having a 10-minute practice because of a tyre, an emergency tyre situation. I should put a light in this trophy. That would look so sick. But don't I have a light? Thought I had a... I need to sort all this stuff out. Yeah, we've got to practice first, everyone. They've been repainting the curbs and applying some treatment to them. Welcome to Canada. Todd says, I'm your favourite F1 commentator. Very nice. We're about to get underway for this 10-minute practice. By the way, just want to put it out there, okay. Pirelli have managed to get an extra practice that they say is needed because the curbs are damaging the tyres. If you're a team, why the hell do you go out now? Are we actually going to see anyone go out? I don't think we're going to see anyone go out. It's meant to start in 3 minutes. I mean, is it worth it? Is it worth the extra running? 10 minutes? You're in parc fermé conditions, so you can't change the setup. You know, what's the upside here? Welcome to Uber Dick. And Ragivir again. George saying he's not the one that's put in the heavy lifting running multiple businesses. What time is the sprint starting? In 20. So you've got a 10-minute practice, 10-minute break, and then sprint, whatever it is, shootout. Manvit, you need to be official F1 commentator. I'm too honest to be an official F1 commentator. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like they do. I'm not on the payroll of the FIA. This session has been introduced, although there's some exciting stuff that is potentially happening with watchalongs. Like you guys and girls are actually going to, if it happens, it's going to be mad. You're going to love it. Thanks, Ragavir. Matthew Cross says, sprint hard, but curb your enthusiasm. Well, the Haases have heeded your advice. 2 Mercedes and an AlphaTauri. And in fact, Lewis Hamilton pulls off in the pits. Is he going to do a practice start or something? Very unusual what's going on here at the opening of the pits. About a minute away, Red Bull are going to go as well, so everyone is going to go out. Everyone's going to go out. George, they have to, it's mandatory. Okay, so it's mandatory. You have to practice. But like being at school. Welcome, German Kiwi. Looks like you're a racer. Let us know what you're racing in. I'm now addicted to car racing. I actually want to... What do you have to do to have a track car? I just feel like having a track car, you probably need to have a trailer, somewhere to store it. You got to change all the brakes and the brake pads and the tyres and the wheels, and the amount of time you have to spend driving must be so limited. You'd have no spare time. Todd's also enjoying the Forza content. A lot more to come on that as well. Manvit, the Red Bull is made from Verstappen's driving style. Well, maybe they should get someone who drives like Verstappen, but we did see with Daniel Ricciardo, he struggled, didn't he, at McLaren for that reason. That's what you said. Charles Berg, kind of BS to be honest, with sometimes being scrapped for the GP and then changing the track limits. I suppose it is the same for everyone. It's the same for everyone. Thanks, Clap D. Yeah, we hit the 61k. Maybe we go 62 this weekend, we will see. Whatever happens, happens. But please do hit that like button off the top as well. Brendan, just come and drive the Aussie racing cars. If someone's going to fly me out and have the car, I'll do it. Thanks, Pranil, but like I said, I am... Our watch-alongs have been noticed in the motorsport world. That's all I can say at the moment. That's all I can say. We are building something very special here. Build a road legal track car. What if we strip out the RCZ? What if we stripped out the RCZ? Oh, could we convert the RCZ to rear-wheel drive? What an awesome project that'd be. Right, yeah, practice is kicking off, by the way. So hopefully, we are going to see some sector times start to appear. Keep an eye out. Or maybe this, maybe for this one, it doesn't know what to do because it's just a familiarization. Makes the boring exciting very nice. Yeah, reverse grid. I think was it Max or someone or Carlos Sainz said he'd love to see that. Okay, so we're in the familiarization. I'm just going to let you know what's going on because I don't know if this is literally everyone is going to be. No one is driving hard right now, as far as I can see. So I wonder if it's literally they want people to just ride the curves gently, if that makes sense. I mean, if it is dangerous, you don't want people hammering them. That sort of defeats the point, doesn't it? Thanks, Kireth. Welcome, Tanzila. Unusually late to a piece of content. Welcome, Evo, as well. Let me know anyone else I've missed. ISA doesn't have a transmission tunnel. Ah, okay. Okay. Could you take an Audi TT Quattro and make it rear-wheel drive only?
I lost a lot.
Well, you have to keep an eye on my video, see if I got a podium or if I rolled the car. Not gonna spoil anything. Welcome Snowline as well, with the cats. Yeah, tends to racking them up. Right, okay, so no one is hammering it around. Ocon is going down the straight, he's just sort of cruising a little bit. I mean, it's just not worth it, is it? Because if you were to damage the car here, it's not even like qualifying. You just wouldn't get it fixed in it. Oh my god, we've got 3 sessions today. We got this, we got the sprint qualifying, and then the sprint. So much stuff going on this weekend. It's so different. I don't think the screen's updating because I don't think this is not a proper session. They're just, it's a familiarization. As far as I can see, no one is driving at like full pace. I might be wrong.
I think the tire is too hot.
Tazzy, my birdie, it's when FNAF movie comes out. Very nice. So yeah, Pirelli, you know, that's all about safety first. It has to be. A lot of runoff here. And it's not like you're going to dig into some grass or something and roll the car, I think. So, you know, quite a safe circuit. Some would say too safe, probably. Qualifying is starting in 15 minutes. Phil, there was a very old video of Ayrton driving a Formula 1 team crazy by viciously blocking a fast car in a slower car. I love that video. Ayrton was a banger. Yeah. Getting that synced up F1 manager. Mark, today snacks wasabi crustials. I don't know what a crustil is. I haven't got any snacks, I've just got drinks. And also, my edible straw just disintegrated yesterday. It really didn't work. Nice. Yeah, we'll celebrate if you hit the 20. If you can get to the 20. It's going to get more competitive, I think. Verstappen's out on track. So remember, so it sounds like everyone needs to go out on track, but I don't think they'll... Oh, Verstappen going over the curbs. Okay, so Verstappen's like, I'm going to try this out. So he did do a line that would have exceeded track limits yesterday. As he's coming around the last corner here. There's only 5 minutes to go of this familiarization. Welcome, V-Neck of the Lewis Hamilton fan club. Your man is actually starting P3 for the race. Cristills crisps. Wasabi crisps. Well, what happened here? I'm on board with Logan Sargent. He went, oh my goodness, he's taken out the braking board. He's taken out the braking board. Old Logan Sargent, bosh. It's the Forza tactic there. The 150 is now disintegrated. Logan Sargent running very wide, testing the curves. Pirelli will be very happy and go straight into the 150 board. Decides we don't need that. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen, this might be the line that he took where he did go wide. Let's see. Yep, he went wide off the curb. That's what I saw earlier. Bear with me. Bear with me. Alonso on track as well. Remember, it's just 4 minutes to go of this practice qualifying session. Logan at his finest, yeah. I mean, he probably needs that braking board more than anyone else. So, but rip. Phil says Logan soon to be replaced Sargent. There's no way Logan Sargent gets replaced this season. Why? Because they need Logan Sargent in for Las Vegas for the marketing and the exposure. And that's the penultimate race. So Logan Sargent is probably the safest driver this season. Vince says, hello from Ireland. I love listening to F1. I don't have so much time anymore as on Speed. Sorry to hear that, Vince. Hope you've had a good life, though. That sounds very... Sorry, that was a bit heavy. Sorry to hear you don't have as much time these days, but hopefully you're doing some exciting stuff. Teddy has got to drive his sisters to a play centre. Good luck with that. Drive safe. Drive responsibly. I'm surprised there weren't more track limit things that transpired yesterday. Because I had said I put my hat in the ring, so I think there'll be some more track limits that emerge from the onboards. 2 minutes to go. Charles Leclerc now on track. Has everyone been out on track? I think everyone's been out on track. Charles Leclerc was really struggling yesterday, and if it is windy, then I can imagine some of these crosswinds being very difficult to handle in that Ferrari. Welcome to Petrus van der Oosthuizen. I'm going to take a wild guess and guess that you're from South Africa, but I might be wrong. And Matty Bodoni. Mr. Bodoni. Charles Leclerc, you know, looks more comfortable here, but I don't think he'll be driving at the qualifying place. I think he did really well to get up into P6, and they will now be P4. So yeah, for it'll be P4? No, wait, it'll be so P5. My bad. Yeah, for Charles Leclerc to get into P5 in that Ferrari, I think it's very impressive. Welcome to Priya Darshini Parmikar. Welcome back. No, you were in the stream yesterday. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly might have had a moment here in the familiarization session. Oh, he had a little bit of lock-up. So he's managed to lock up the mediums that he's on. Amazing. Phil says, Kireth, how much do you have invested in your computer racing rig, including computer? So this setup here, the computer when I built it was about 1,500. So it's an Intel 10600K, 32 gigabytes, Corsair, Vengeance, 3200 megahertz RAM, a few NVMe hard drives, but they're super cheap these days. 750 watt PSU. What else have I got? I've got a Gigabyte Vision D motherboard with Thunderbolt. I've got 6 fans in there, and I've got the 3080 that I bought after. So initially I was rolling with the Vega 65. This seat was provided for me for free by GT Mega, but they do get a lot of exposure. So, you know, quid pro quo there. And the monitor was about £500 for the Samsung G5, and then I've also got the Asus XG16 here, which is about 200, 250. And I've got 2 Philips ultra wides that were about they were about 350 if I remember. And I got a table that was about 400. So it's quite a serious setup, but I've been using this for about 2 years. If you amortize it over 2 years, you can work out a monthly sort of expense on it. But the income from YouTube is more than that. So the income that you could say it generates. Charles Leclerc was going over the curbs, testing them out. Timothy says no better channel. Wow. UKJ says not to put too fine a point in it, but what the hell is Sarge doing in F1 is clearly both pay grade. Paid driver. Right, checker flag comes out. That's the end of familiarization. And it's going to be a very quick changeover, because if you go past a checkered flag, it's going to take you about 2 minutes to get around again, and then you've only got 5 minutes to the start of sprint qualifying for Q1. Vince, I have a good life as a visually impaired international tennis player. Wow! I love hearing about what you guys and girls are up to. We have a visually impaired international tennis player. That sounds like quite the life there. Vince, love to hear that. Where's my mouse? Mouse. Mandrick's going to watch a few shorts. There we go. Jay, my boss just saw me watching while working. He told me to keep him updated. Does your boss have a like to give, Jay? Can your boss give a cheeky like to the stream? Because you're on 68 likes. Tanzila, 17 years old and a boy. Thank you for confirming. Thanks, Pri. Appreciate it. No, you came in with the donation yesterday, which is very, very, very much appreciated. And Tanzila saying, I got into a crash when I was 9 and nearly got killed, but luckily only a minor fracture. Well, we're very happy to hear that, Tanzila. Steering controller, this is the Logitech. I'll show you actually. This is a Logitech G Pro that Logitech provided me with, which is really good wheel. Just has been bulletproof, frankly, for me. And it's a nice little stand for my phone. It just rests on the D-pad. I'll show you how I have it, actually. So my phone just rests on that. Can you see? Nice. It's an amazing setup. Very lucky. And then there's a mixer here. You can't see the mixer. There's a mixer here. Go XLR. Logitech G something 503 that I've had for like 50 years. Shure SM7B, the old one. This, the worst microphone stand in history. Do not buy this Elgato microphone stand. It is terrible. Do not buy. Really bad. To chat, we're just 5 minutes away now from sprint qualifying. Just remember, it's going to be like normal qualifying, just a little bit quicker. And it's all going to set the qualifying for the sprint race. Jay, he's meeting with a client a bit. Lawyers are kind of strict. He's working on a Saturday. Legal business on a Saturday, doing the business. Very nice. Lorenzo Taylor, does anyone agree with me? But Perez needs to go. It's time to go. I think he should go into endurance racing. I think he'd love it. Do the IMSA circuit. Nick Smith has like 81 inbound from Nick selling donuts in Lancaster. What's the Lancaster circuit like for donuts? Is it one of the good circuits in the UK on the donut front? Yeah, I've got reviews on all sorts of sim racing equipment. That's what we mainly do on this channel, is sim racing. But now we do real racing in real life, and we've always done karting. Why is this trophy so small? What was this for? Second place. This one was a championship win. Oh, that's a runner-up trophy. This is a runner-up trophy as well. What? Third place? Where are all my winners' trophies? Ah, there's one. It's all my runners-up trophies here. That's the 3rd place. Round 6. Although that was in D-Max. I was quite happy with that one. Oh my goodness, that's 2020. That's 2020, that's 3 years ago. Wow, when was this one? It doesn't have a date, actually. Get my big boy trophies up here. Quite expensive as far as phone holders go, yeah. Jay, thanks a lot to everyone. I hope everyone watching taps like and subscribe. Yes, indeed. Hopefully we're going to get our standings up running in about 4 minutes as we go into sprint qualifying. Cheech saying Perez fast on the grid. Not sure about that. Jay saying we do half day work during the weekends because we don't work Mondays. Oh, is that? Are you out in the No, hang on. In the UAE, is Monday a holiday? I can't remember. Cheech saying Grace smells. This isn't. There's not. It's not a secondary school. Cheech. Welcome to Kaimo, Anthrax, Hemmels, and the Spartan Pope. Right, we're going now for sprint qualifying. Now they've done the familiarization. So you can. What you got on screen there is basically the results of main qualifying for the race. Except Oscar Piastri is going to start P6. So now we're going to go into the old sprint qualifying. Hopefully he's going to pick it all up. Oh, Jay's in Boston. What? Boston, England? Friday's a day off from the UAE. Oops, okay. Sunday's a day. Sunday's there Monday, isn't it? Tina, why you still got the sun then? Because it's not worth me buying a new one to replace it. That would just be a waste of money. But I regret buying this one, if that makes sense. If I could have spent my £80 again, because that's how much these things cost, I would have bought the one that I use on the stuff you can't see. Jay, oh, Massachusetts. Very nice. East Coast, Boston. Awesome. Proper Boston. Cheats 4-day week lazier than the Kai. What's the Kai? Naughty happy Thanksgiving to all my fellow Canadian friends. Is Thanksgiving in Canada different to USA? Qatar Airways doing the flyover here. For the Qatar 2023 Grand Prix sponsored by Ryanair. They've got a Qatar plane with F1 branding on it. Perfect for the sustainability messaging. In fact, let me actually just restart this session. We've got 2 minutes. Let me just restart this. That will be perfect timing. This will be perfect timing. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. The key 25. Is the key 25 in sprint qualifying? Watch out. Welcome, Anna. It starts in 1 minute. It starts in 1 minute. Starting in 1 minute, everyone.
Ready to set
There was a delay. There was an unfortunate delay for safety reasons. This Stolan, this weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving. Okay, why is it different? But good to hear. Phil, everyone should go at least 32 gigs of memory in their computers as fast as possible. PSA. Nick, Narty Red Bull through and through until Max turned into an Uber brat. Now I can't get on board with them. I like Czech, Horner, everyone except Max. On spending this year picking a new team. Who should Nick pick? Mark Johnson, Thanksgiving only different in the Stroll household. Gets a bit physical when Lance turns up. Yeah, it just starts absolutely windmilling everyone. Okay, so we're meant to be starting now. Lando's in the car, in the McLaren. Can he do one lap today without getting track limits? Is it possible? Yeah, we ain't synced up here. That's the net, but honestly, I'm working on some exciting stuff. That's all I can say. I'm working on some exciting stuff. Some cool stuff. Oscar Piastri as well. The rookie. Looking very relaxed. Oh, he's sponsored by... Oh, his dad runs HP Tuners. I use HP Tuners from karting for... That's why I knew Piastri. And now it all makes sense. I use their... What do HP Tuners do? Oh, what's it called? Race Render. I use Race Render. Anna's saying, "Oi Nick, why are you waffling for?" Oh dear. It's all kicked off there. It's all kicked off, hasn't it? Must have been a delay to this session a little bit, I think. Yanga, hey, what's happening? Still not started? Yes, you are correct. Tanzania was planning to go to Qatar for the race, but ticket was 5k, that is a lot of money. Right, cars are out on track, I can see. But we haven't got our standings updated. Bear with me. Bear with me. Maybe we're going to struggle on the old standings front there. We'll have to see. We'll have to see whether it's going to update here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to actually give you proper... I'm going to have to do my job here this time. So we got a faster Q1, basically. I think it's down from 18 minutes to 12 minutes, which is going to make it more intense. It's 2 flying laps from everyone. So the Ferraris have come out first. Carlos Sainz right at the front and Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz coming through the chicane on the right-hand side of the map as you see it. Not a chicane really, but just that kink left-hander. And now he's going to open up the last corner and start his flying lap. I believe, as a lot of people are going to be coming out the pits, I think traffic is going to be a big problem here. Yeah, they've changed the track limits. Orcus is exactly right. We'll have to see Tanzila. Right, here we go. So, Carlos Sainz, who did not get into Q1 and Q3 in the main qualifying, can he get into the sprint Q3 and sort of save his weekend a little bit? Because it'd be very difficult for him. By the way, all drivers having to use the medium tyres here. Having to use the medium tyres. And Carlos Sainz already having to go outside of an Alpine. So the traffic is intense. It's only 9 minutes to go in this sprint shootout already. So you're going to do I think you do a flying lap, a very brisk in lap, change the tyres, and go again for your second run. Thonga, are you a cheese sandwich? If so, I like the video. I am not a cheese sandwich, I'm afraid. Yeah, the board is actually struggling. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc, who is the next driver on a flying lap, has set a faster first sector than Carlos Sainz. So maybe Charles Leclerc just feels a little bit more comfortable here. I'm on board with Carlos Sainz, and he's not having any of those snappy moments that I saw Charles have yesterday. Slightly different conditions here. The sun is still out, actually. In a sort of a dusk phase. Carlos Sainz goes around the last corner, so we're going to get our first lap in. What is it going to be? It's going to be a 1:29 dead. Remember, we were seeing, if I recall, 1:23s yesterday. Yeah, you can see on the board. So that's a 1:29 from Carlos Sainz. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc goes over, and it's a 1:26.9. So Carlos Sainz had a big issue there. He is 2 seconds off Charles Leclerc. So another issue for Carlos Sainz. George saying, yeah, I honestly think it's going to be a mess here because, you know, there's so many cars out on the track, 20 cars out on the track, and it's an even more condensed session. Nice one, Manvic. So Lando Norris on a 1:26.4, he goes fastest. Sergio Perez slots in second with a 1:26.5, and Oscar Piastri is third. So Lando Norris setting the pace with a 1:26.4. And I'm now going to have a look at George Russell. George Russell could potentially go fastest. Can he beat a 1:26.4? He's about to go over the line. Yes, he can. A 1:26.3 for George Russell, and he immediately hits the brakes. Perhaps to save those tyres. I'm on board here with George Russell, having a look at his lap. Did he exceed track limits everywhere? Oh, well, he went over a curb because he even kicked up a bit of dust. I wonder if that's one of the curbs where you're now permitted to run wide. And you can see well, you can't see, but the edge of the curbs are quite aggressive in the way they drop down, and I think that's what's putting the load on the tyres. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen has just completed his first sector of his flying lap, and he's gone purple. So, yeah, I imagine all drivers are going to do flying laps, by the way. So Verstappen's leaving it late here. He's about to hit a second sector. Russell was 1:08 through here, and Verstappen is 1:04. So Verstappen is 4/10 up on George Russell, and George Russell is provisionally fastest at the moment in this session. So everyone's getting out the way of Verstappen on his flying lap. Goes around the last corner. Is he going to go faster than the 26.3? Almost certainly. What is it going to be? Wow, it's a 25.5. It's 25.5. 9/10 quicker than George Russell. So Max Verstappen looking supreme. Remember, everyone is on the medium tyre. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez is a second slower than Max Verstappen. Perez is currently in P5. Alex Albon starts his flying lap, but with a lot of people having done the timings, let me run down where we are at the moment. So Verstappen is fastest with 1:25.5. There are 5 minutes to go in the session. You got George Russell second, then Pierre Gasly in P3, Lando in P4, Perez in P5, Lewis Hamilton P6, Oscar Piastri P7, Esteban Ocon P8, Charles Leclerc P9, and Lance Stroll in P10, but Lance Stroll is 2.3 seconds slow. Right, deleted lap times already. Logan Sargent has had a lap time deleted for turn 13. So we're already seeing the return of track limit deletions. Logan Sargent with a lap time deleted. Drivers still to set a lap are Alex Albon, who is halfway through his flying lap. Pierre Gasly, who I believe must have had a track time deleted because if I recall he was up there. Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou, and Kevin Magnussen. So I think Gasly has had another issue here with lap time. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep you updated in real time, everyone. So I'm actually having to really stay involved this time. Meanwhile, Lando Norris goes around again with a 1:25.6. So Lando must have done a double lap time there. And Piastri the same, 1:26.3. So Piastri not really closing that much, but Lando is only 1.5 tenths behind Max Verstappen now. With 4 minutes to go. Remember, this is the same format as regular qualifying, just shortened. So we are just trying to knock out the bottom 5 drivers. And as we stand, that is Logan Sargent in 16th. Fernando Alonso with no time in P17. And it was Valtteri Bottas, but he's just set a time that's put him up into P5. Guan Yu Zhou as well has just set up a time that's put him into P14. But still, Fernando Alonso, no time. He's on the lap now. Charles Leclerc, lap time deleted. Track limits at turn 5. Charles Leclerc has a lap time deleted and he drops down to P13. So the only driver, as I look now, still to have set a lap time is Fernando Alonso. However, the bottom 5 right now are Liam Lawson, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, Logan Sargent, and Fernando Alonso. Just as I say that, goes up and sets a 1:26.3, pretty much the same as Oscar Piastri. That puts him into P6. Welcome, Joe Mercedes. Yeah, lots of deletions. Welcome, everyone. Feel that one corner where drivers carrying just 5k too much speed is making them slide the track. Yeah, it's that gamble. Hamilton lap time deleted. Hamilton lap time deleted. Track limits turn 13. I'm seeing more deletions here than we saw yesterday. Why? Because of these stricter time track limits. It's really catching people out. Here comes Lance Stroll around the last corner. It's a 1:26.9 at the moment to get into the top 15. And Lance Stroll can't do it. He can't do it. It's a 1:27.2 for Lance Stroll. He's done a far. I think Lance Stroll's out. Felipe Drugovich, the man that I interviewed on the Kireth Motorsport channel, do go check that out, is in the garage here, and he must be over the moon because Lance Stroll is not going to get through. He's really struggling. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly just absolutely all over the shop, exceeding track limits. So there's only 2 minutes to go in the session, everyone, and Lance Stroll set a fast lap and it's like 17th. Embarrassing. Nico Hulkenberg as well, exceeding track limits. Yeah, Stroll's engineer is going to have a whole head guard on and the defensive boxing pads. Unfortunately, Sky aren't showing me the standings at the moment, which is really disappointing. They're showing replays, but I think that's it. Everyone's done. I think everyone's done. Oh, you got your standings back, everyone. Way, we got the chat. Can we clap for the standings? Chat, get your claps out for the standings. That takes the pressure off me a little bit. How do that also rate? Can you rate how I did out of 10? Genuinely having to commentate. Like, how did I do? Was I painting a picture? Was it just madness? I don't know, Tanzila. You got to get more dubs in. Chat, please rate. Can you give me some feedback, please? 360 feedback out of 10. How was my commentary? Meanwhile, there's still a minute to go. There's still a minute to go. It's not over yet. I think it's over for Stroll, unless he's still out on track. Where is Lance Stroll? Is Lance Stroll doing another fast lap? He might need to. There's still 40 seconds to go. It's not over yet. You can see your drop zone there. Charles Leclerc in the drop zone, everyone. Charles Leclerc's in the drop zone. Where is he on track? He's just gone past Oscar Piastri. Leclerc needs to get a big lap out here. Leclerc is a driver in danger. The man starting the Grand Prix in 5th needs to get a lap done here. And it's not the best Sector 1. It's a terrible Sector 1 from Charles Leclerc. It's pretty much the slowest I've seen. He needs a massive Sector 2. 29.1. Oh, this could be close for Charles Leclerc. This could be close. Meanwhile, George Russell goes fastest as well. Liam Lawson, can he get out of the drop zone? Liam Lawson goes over the line. Yes, he can. What about Charles Leclerc? Here comes Charles Leclerc. Everyone has a yellow flag out. Here comes Charles Leclerc. Is he going to get out of the bottom 5 drivers? Yes, he does into P10. He does into P10. Carlos Sainz, by the way, was also dangerously close, but he goes up into P5. So your bottom 5 drivers at the moment are what you might expect. Is Lance Stroll on the move? Keep an eye on Lance Stroll. Keep an eye on Lance Stroll. 19th at the moment. Can he get out of the bottom 5? What can he do with Lance? No! Actually, no, we haven't set time. Oh, it's only P17 anyway. Lance Stroll is really struggling here. Lance Stroll is in big trouble. He needs to switch over, do the crossover into white-collar boxing. Let's get him on the next Misfits cards with KSI. Because the racing isn't quite working for him. Now, I would say, for a bottom 5, I think lap times are being deleted left, right and centre, by the way. But Guan Yu Zhou, Lance Stroll, Alex Albon, K-Mag and Logan Sargent is kind of what you would expect. In ironically, one of the most chaotic qualifying sessions. We've arguably got the most... Oh, Guan Yu Zhou, did he just get out? Yuki Tsunoda had a lap time deleted. How come Guan Yu Zhou just got out there?
Ahead. Yellow flags ahead.
Yeah, okay.
How did Guan Yu Zhou get... What's going on? Chat, what's going on? How come Guan Yu Zhou gained a position? Oh my goodness, Alex Albon had an absolutely huge moment. In a street circuit, he would have been in the barrier, trying to counter-steer it. And let's see, who is Lance Stroll going to punch today? Did someone... Chat, I know I've gone a bit Chris Kamara here, but did someone get a lap time deleted there? And was it Yuki Tsunoda? Did Tsunoda get a lap time deleted? Absolute carnage. Absolute carnage there. Right, what's going on in the chat? Oh, 10 out of 10. Thanks so much, everyone. Didn't to flare your arms a little bit more. Very good. Kept the hype going. Nice. More passion needed, says Anna. Yeah, Tsunoda lap time deleted. Tsunoda lap time deleted. That's what it was. Russell on top. Russell on top. Yes, indeed. Vidal, why is it Bahrain? Because I don't have Qatar. Yuki where did he get lap time deleted? Oh, he was unlucky. He was unlucky. But that's the margins here. I find, personally, I've got to be honest, I find it really interesting they're getting the same lap times deleted. Like, these should be the best drivers in the world. Like, you just... For some reason, they are just not making that final correction and just scrubbing that speed off. His engineer knew it. His engineer knew it. He was like, no. Stroll needs to get new limbs. Tsunoda yelling profanities. Well, it's your fault, mate. Alex Albon had a huge moment, though. Funky saying Albon and Stroll had a huge moment. Tsunoda just got deleted from existence. Wolfie, this is also confusing. 1,000 people watching. Right. So that is SQ1 done for the sprint qualifying. We've lost Lance Stroll, Alex Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Kevin Magnussen, Logan Sargent. But let's do a nation chat. Let us know, where in the world are you watching from, everyone? Which country in the world are you watching Formula 1 from? I want to hear from you. I want to see. It's the first time we've done it this weekend. Is it going to be Australia represented? Is it going to be India? What about the UK? Right, let's see. We got Tanzania, UK, Live Track, Belgium, Wolfie from Australia, Professor from Florida, Kat from Texas, Hammy from Canada, JD from New Zealand, Eli from France, Gavin from Guyana, Ricardo from Hungary, Vidal from India, Anchi Serbia, Funky Netherlands, Alan's UK, Karti from India, Chaya Suji from Netherlands, Vladka Croatia, Phil from DC, Rob Netherlands, Japan, Snowline Canada, Manvik India, Scotty USA, Ardent UK, Janine from Dubai, William from South Africa, Alpha from the North Sea on the rig, Raymond from Trinidad, MD Australia, Gareth from England, Cheech from Keys Head Rent Free, Salma Morocco, Ari from Canada, Luke's South Africa, Stanley is South Africa, Lix is from Germany, Tima from Malawi, Dimitri from Greece, Jay from Boston, we know, Akel from Trinidad and Tobago, African Ghost from Namibia, Andrew from Australia, Robert from Suriname, Abneva from India, Vince from Ireland, the international tennis player, Natasha from Netherlands, Anna from Poland, John from Maryland, from the Cookies, Jacob from Denmark, Devil Riders, Poland, but... Oh, what a cliffhanger there, mate. Matthew from France, all over the world. Courtney Head from Jamaica, welcome Courtney in Jamaica. Devil Riders, Poland, GT, Poland, but living in UK. AJ's watching from the ISS. And PR from the Philippines. Very nice. I don't know who won that. I feel like Netherlands came out quite strong. I feel like USA came out quite strong. We didn't have a lot from Africa this time. Really not a lot from Africa. I think India is hard to tell, because India, you guys just spam. Like, you just spam India. So it's hard to verify that. And I feel like a pretty even spread there, actually. Jeanette from Sweden and Ferrid from Montenegro. Nearly got the whole globe, mate. We've got the whole wide world in our hands, as they say. As the rhythm goes. Awesome. John from the Philippines. Do you live in London? Yes, I'm in London. Okay, chat. It's a very quick... It's meant to be a quick session here, but... It feels like it's taking just as long as qualifying, which is literally what the teams wanted to avoid. Troy's from so I tell you what, we've got 3 people from Trinidad and Tobago. Can people remind me which is the better island? Is it Trinidad or Tobago? One of them has the airport. I can't remember. Jolanda from Netherlands, Orca from NYC, Drew from Alaska. Salma, the channel I'm watching from, didn't broadcast. It said it was delayed. Slacking that channel. Alfredo from Ecuador. Welcome Mario Faze, Ajayi, Janine, Wolfie, and Gurpreet Singh. Ardy's watching from Singapore, the rapper. Right, SQ2 is underway, so basically you can just think it's the second part of qualifying, like we have in normal qualifying, and you can see there who is out on the track, everyone. Monaco is watching from Kathmandu. Okay, right, here we go. Do feel free to subscribe as well. I'll try and push as close to that 62k. That'd be a big dub for us this weekend. But here we go, second part of qualifying. Where we're going to try and find out the top 10 drivers. We'll go to the top 10 shootout for the sprint. And I would say here that the real thing is, if you're a top driver, you do not want to end up in the midfield in a sprint race. I'd say because of the risk of damage. You just don't want to risk it. I do feel like the sprint qualifying, the sprint should be reverse grid, and the sprint determines the race grid. That's how it should be. Qualify for the sprint. Now, how does that work then? Reverse grid. Because then you would. How do you actually do a reverse grid and not have people like game it? Let me know. You're on medium tyres, everyone. Everyone's on the mediums here. Welcome, James. The Brits for the win. We will see. Evo from Australia. Oh, Abdul is from Nigeria. Welcome, Xander, the Bluey fan. Ursong, Trinidad is the largest. Both have international airports. There we go. Hit the light, yes, indeed. Yeah, Natasha, very good point. Yeah, please, right now, just before I jump into second part qualifying, please hit the like button, and please, right now, for me, please share the stream. Click that red button underneath that says share, and just share it automatically to your Twitter, to your Insta, your Facebook, your YouTube, whichever one you want. Please share it. I know Vlak is always sharing them. I see them. Share them and feel free to tag me in it. So please do your best for me just at this one point, and share the stream. We'll try and do the same once in the sprint race and the real race. It makes a massive difference for the stream, and it massively helps me out with the buzz and the vibe. Right, here we go. 7.5 minutes to go. The sun is setting, actually. It might be in some of the drivers' eyes. And it's the Mercedes drivers who are leading the chase here. George Russell goes over. Oh, it's Hamilton faster than Russell. Hamilton with a 26.0. 2/10 quicker. But look at Lando and Perez. Look at Perez here. What's Sergio Perez going to do? Perez goes faster. 25.8. Perez had enough being washed. So there goes Perez. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz had to abort. What about Charles Leclerc? Keep an eye on Charles Leclerc here, ending his flying lap, but then we're going to have the McLarens. Here comes Charles Leclerc over the line. Goes P2. A 26.1 for Charles Leclerc. But here comes Oscar. Can Piastri go fast? He says he can. 25.6 for Piastri, and now it's time for Max Verstappen. Can Verstappen beat Oscar Piastri at the front of the grid? Yes, at 125.1. Ooh. 25.1. Hulkenberg, I wouldn't expect mad things, but it's going to be Lando Norris now, and keep an eye on the deletions. Here, oh, nice lap time for Hulkenberg. Keep an eye on Lando. Lando's trying to go for a provisional fast here in Q2. Yes, he can at 124.9 in the 24s on the medium tyre. Very nice. Hamilton lap time deleted, by the way. Here they come. Here come the deletions. Here come the deletions, everyone. Yeah, Shootout 2 has started, everyone. Stay with me. Norris beats Verstappen. Yes, look at that. Right, the cars, I reckon, are going to rush in with 5.5 minutes to go, and just cool, you know, maybe an opportunity to cool the brakes down, stuff like that, and then they'll go out again for another flying lap. So I'd assume most drivers are going to come in, like Russell and well, Lawson's doing his fine. Russell hasn't gone in the pits. So what's going on here? Is Russell going? Yeah, Russell's going for a mad one. They're doubling it. They're doubling up here. So have a look. Russell goes for Ocon's also on a flyer now, and the same with Lewis Hamilton. Keep an eye on George Russell there. Okay, so I called the strategy wrong. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton. Oh, is that? Tell you what, Lewis Hamilton was very close to not being out of track limits. If I'm watching the right place, I think. Oh, Hamilton was a couple of centimetres wide at most. And I'm on board with Charles Leclerc here, who also had a lap time deleted at turn 5. Yeah, Charles Leclerc also a little bit unlucky. These aren't agree. Oh, you got a little bit of a lateral slide. You had a slip angle. Just slipped it over the curb. Jay Max at 123. Was that was that on the medium tyre, Jay? Was that on the medium tyre? Yeah, Charles Leclerc lap time deleted as well. Yeah, they need to do BTCC where they literally pick the balls out of the hat, don't they? There's a 26 kilometre wind here, coming from the west and going to the east as you have a look on your track map. So, could see where the crosswinds will be. Okay, here comes Russell then. What can Russell do? Goes P3, 125.6. Not setting get a light. Keep an eye on Esteban Ocon. Can Ocon get into Q3? Here comes Ocon P5 at the moment provisionally. And now Lewis Hamilton looks like he really backed out of that last sector. He goes P7. So was it another track limit issue there? Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly can only go P9. So he's right on the brink. Here comes Fernando Alonso. Can Alonso get into P3? Q3. Let's see. He's in P7 at the moment. And Lawson, I think, is going to come into the pits with 3 minutes 41 remaining. That means you'll be able to do another lap. But it looks like, yeah, Lawson's gone around again. Very unusual here. Very unusual strategy. Carlos Sainz, meanwhile, P10. It looks like no one is really setting faster lap times. Maybe the track evolution or the crosswind is really not helping. And Oscar Piastri also does not improve, if I'm looking at it correctly. So Valtteri Bottas is on the mad one, but I don't understand what a lot of drivers are doing that lap. It looks like Charles Leclerc has really slowed there in the end of the first corner. He might have let Oscar Piastri through. But I don't understand why drivers did not come into the pits there to change it. Guan Yu Zhou, meanwhile, lap time deleted, but I don't fully understand. Leclerc had a lap time deleted, everyone. Welcome, Michelle Larkin. What's happened to Ricciardo, Michelle says. You've joined to ask. Well, he's still got a broken wrist. Cars are very slow out on track. Unless I'm looking at a replay. Some of the cars, Sainz and Leclerc, going around incredibly slowly. So unless their strategy is they're not going to come in and they're just cooling everything down to the max, I don't know. But some drivers have come in because Sergio Perez is now exiting the pit, and so is a Haas. So I do not understand, unless you're limited to one set of tyres, or you don't want to, maybe they just don't want to risk using more sets of tyres because they want to save them for the race, especially if Pirelli are mandating maximum stints. If it's going to be a 3-stopper, then maybe there's no point changing the tyres, and therefore there's no point coming into the pits. That's the only reason I can think why everyone is still just out on track. Does that make sense? I mean, Hamilton is going around now, and I don't know what he's doing, because he hasn't set the world alight with his first sectors. What is happening right now? Welcome, Dan. Carlos Sainz lap time deleted. I'm really confused what's going on here. There's a minute to go. Having a look at Esteban Ocon. Did he have a big moment? Is it turn 5 again? Oh, very close. I'm having a look here. Oh, Esteban Ocon, my guy. That's going to need VAR. That might have just been inbounds, or it might have just been out. Looks like he hasn't had it deleted at the moment. So some drivers here need to set quick laps. I mean, Carlos Sainz, the pressure's on here. This is it. This is the last lap. 30 seconds to go. Charles Leclerc's up in P4. Who else needs a big lap? Well, Pierre Gasly needs a big lap. I say Lewis Hamilton needs one, because if Carlos Sainz and Gasly do laps, and that's going to really push. Guan Yu Zhou might get one more lap in. Let's see what happens to Guan Yu Zhou on this one. Can he get in the top 10? No, P12, so he's not going to upset anyone there. Meanwhile, Esteban Ocon does go P4, goes a bit faster, and Piastri sets the fastest one out of anyone. Right, here comes Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's up into P6, and that's the end of the session for him. George Russell is certainly safe. What about Pierre Gasly? Keep an eye on Gasly here. Someone just had lap time deleted. Keep an eye. Gasly's in P8. That pushes Alonso on the brink, and we need Carlos Sainz, if you're a Carlos Sainz fan, to get a lap here without deletion. Meanwhile, can Liam Lawson get into the top 10? No, P11 for Lawson. But here we go. Carlos Sainz needs to get into the top 10 without a deletion. This is huge for Carlos Sainz. Huge for Ferrari. Yes, he does. It's P5 as it stands. So we'll have to keep an eye and check that he hasn't got a deletion there. Meanwhile, Nico Hulkenberg with the fastest X2 out of anyone. Nico Hulkenberg could be... Oh, look, Hamilton's out. Hamilton's out. I don't understand what their strategy was. I don't understand. And Hulkenberg could knock Gasly out here. Hulkenberg could possibly knock Gasly out. Could that happen? Let's see. Yes, he has. Nico Hulkenberg, the man has done it again. He's been a beast in qualifying at times this year. Has knocked out Pierre Gasly. So Hamilton is out. of Sprint Q3. Oh, is a Hamilton lap time deleted? Yes, Hamilton lap deleted at turn 5. It's not worth it. It's amateur hour here. It's really not a good look. I don't want to sugarcoat this, but as a racing driver myself, this is not a good look that these drivers just consistently cannot stay the right line, the right side of the white line. It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. I'm sorry, but for Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, it's just not good enough. It's just that they need to adjust their tolerance. I'm sure the winds are making it very difficult in that corner, but just not good enough there. Just not good enough. Thanks, Vlatka. Well, we'll keep an eye. We'll see any more lap times deleted. But at the moment, we've lost Gasly, Hamilton, Bottas, Lawson, and Guan Yu Zhou. I'd expect to lose both Alphas. And it's not too much of a surprise losing the other AlphaTauri. A great lap by Alonso there. Alonso right up there. Remember, Lando Norris and George Russell ahead of Max Verstappen, as indeed is Sergio Perez. Lawson had his lap time deleted, by the way. If you're Pierre Gasly, you do not get out of the car right now. You stay in that car until the lights go green for SQ3. Lawson saying he messed up. And if you're Alpine, you now get your social media interns who normally just post nonsense on Twitter to just scour every onboard of the drivers ahead of you. Are the cars losing track time saving our track? No, it's faster to run wide on the curves and not scrabble the speed, but they just need to understand that the risk is too high, and they're just getting it wrong. They're just getting it wrong. Yeah, Perez up the MP3. Piastri, by the way, I think he aborted at the end, but he wasn't a million miles off. Yeah, Hamilton's out, everyone. Hamilton is out. Phil, it's worth several tenths of lap if you can ride that white line. So we have choice. Well, I disagree, Phil, personally. I disagree. Having been racing last weekend and, you know, seeing people get lap times deleted, it's different mentalities, but, you know. I mean, did anyone know who the driver is that has had the least lap times deleted this weekend? Maybe someone like Alonso, I haven't seen, had lap times deleted. So, and then you just get more in the groove of doing that line. Scotty, you're absolutely right. These are the best drivers in the world, and there is zero excuse for multiple track limits. I honestly think I would expect to see a few track limits, don't get me wrong, because it's faster abusing the track limits, and you want to just, you know, just see if you can just get right on the limit. But we are seeing, in my opinion, way too many track limit time deletions. The balance of risk, the drivers are not adjusting well enough, I have to say. Eva says Alonso, Pranos or Hamilton, game over. That's just my view anyway. Everyone's view will differ, but I know what it's like when you're told, okay, the track limit is, you know, you've got to keep at least part of your car on the white line, or the track limit is, you know, 2 wheels or whatever, and you have to adjust. And these drivers can do it, but for whatever reason, it's just not happening. And the wind might be playing a big factor there. Did Max get any track time deletions? Not sure. Max got a track time deletion, didn't he, last race out, if I remember, at Japan? Or was it Singapore? But not here. Not here. So, yeah. Hamilton. I mean, I think Hamilton had 2 lap times deleted, but they had a very weird strategy. I'm on board with Hamilton now. It's silly because Hamilton's coming in super precise, as you might expect from one of the best racing drivers on this planet. But he doesn't preemptively just correct a little bit more, just in case. Just in case. Oh, Ronaldinho's here. The GOAT. Ronaldinho in the house, everyone. Love it. It's a man who knows how to party for sure. Professor, when in doubt, blame Latifi. Incident involving Russell and Gasly noted. Failing to follow race-directed instructions, maximum delta time. Gasly, well, doesn't matter too much for Gasly, he's out. but Russell failing to follow Delta. Hamilton, meanwhile, keeping his helmet on. I'd be surprised if he doesn't just own up to that and say, look, I just got that wrong. I just got it wrong. Meanwhile, for SQ3, Max Verstappen is already at the front of the pit lane. Max Verstappen is ready and raring to go, everyone. So he's not hanging around here. And I think it's going to be tight. It's just 8 minutes, isn't it, for the last session? So what is the strategy going to be? Do you just fuel up and go around and around? Or do you do a quick lap, come in, and go again? Remember, soft tyres for Q3. So we're going to see the lap times tumble, but they won't want to use up. Meanwhile, it is one of the Ferraris following behind him. I think it might be Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I agree, Scott. Welcome to Shri Hit. 11,000 people passing through the stream today. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. And remember, I can't remember when we're going live for the sprint race. I think it might be 5:30 UK time. So lots more streaming still to come on the channel for you this weekend if you love this kind of stuff, which I hope you do. Unless you really don't like it, but you just feel like you have to be here. In which case, I respect that as well. Respect the grind. Piastri looking relaxed. You know, is this sprint qualifying going to come down to track deletion as well? Right, green light. Here we go. We are good to go in the last part of sprint qualifying. Just 8 minutes on the clock, down from the usual 12, if I remember. So Verstappen is going to hurry around. See now on the out lap. Set a lap time. Quicken lap, I believe. That's what I would do. Change tyres if you're serious about giving yourself another bite of the cherry. It just depends where you think it's worth putting on a new pair of tyres, or set of tyres, I should say, for the sprint race. Funky Monkey's ready to go. Very nice. Okay. So Verstappen rounds the last corner. Jackson Miser saying my cat's so tired. Does your cat have a like to give the stream? Your cat got a YouTube account? Right, here goes Verstappen. Meanwhile, Lando Norris still in the pits, from what I can see. So very different strategies here. I wonder if some drivers are just going to do the last lap, or they're just going to fuel up and do multiple runs. So I wonder if Verstappen, Sainz and Leclerc are going to come in. But the other drivers are just going to go around. We will see. Professor, does Chong also do 7? I don't know who Chong is. Anyone seen Chong? Yeah, we run very low on the likes in the stream, I have to say, sometimes. So we gotta the rookie numbers. We gotta hit those, pump those likes up. Okay, so Verstappen goes over. What's he gonna do? You can see sector 1 at 30.8. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz is a whole second slower. So is Verstappen just on a mad one? We'll have to see what Charles Leclerc is going to do in that sector. What's Charles Leclerc doing 130? Yeah, it's a bad sector for a really big mistake there for Carlos Sainz. Might need to rethink that whole strategy, to be honest. Verstappen, meanwhile, is going around the last few corners. Here comes Max Verstappen. And now opens up to go over the start-finish straight. What's it going to be? A low 23? Oh, actually, soft tyres, isn't it? Low 23? No, 24.5. Only it feels like 24.5. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz did try and get it back on track in Sector 2, but he's going to be well behind. He might be better off aborting. I don't know. We'll see. What's Carlos Sainz going to do? How much slower? It might be embarrassingly slower. It is. It's 2.5 seconds slower, which is about 10 billion years in normal time. Charles Leclerc looks like he's backed out as well. So Charles Leclerc's made a mistake or got a track limit. I'm surprised Carlos Sainz didn't box. Unless he just wanted to get a lap time to, in case other people get track limits. Meanwhile, Oscar Piastri might be getting a faint toe there from Charles Leclerc. As they're getting ready to do their fast lap. What is Charles Leclerc going to do? Is he backed out and he's going to go again? I do not understand here, because it's very difficult to keep the tyres in window. Meanwhile, we haven't seen Russell, Alonso, Hulkenberg or Ocon emerge yet. What's Perez done? Perez goes P1. Whoa, Verstappen lap time deleted. Verstappen lap time deleted. Verstappen lap time deleted. Here we go, everyone. So even though Verstappen was in the 24s, maybe that's because he cut a few corners. Because Perez is 25.3. Yeah, Max deleted. Put your delete emojis in the chat there. Welcome to Johans and Isaac. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Sold Out as well. I appreciate you guys and girls. So what does that mean for Verstappen? Is he now need to go again? Track limits at turn 5. Is Verstappen going to box and go? How long has he got? He's got 3. He can box and go if he wants. Or go around again. Meanwhile, how are the McLarens doing? There could be a pole in the sprint up for grabs here. I'm going to have a look at Verstappen as a Ferrari swap. Turn 5. Again. Just trying to absolutely maximise it. You don't need to. Oh, that's close. Oh my goodness. That was very close. Oh no, it might be the corner after I was looking actually. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc, again, might have had a track limit. What about the McLarens here? A Sainz surely going to box. There goes Oscar Piastri. It's a track limits Grand Prix this. Oscar Piastri goes fastest. There we go, 24.5. What about Lando? Keep an eye on Lando here. Can he go 20? Oh, 400s faster. So there we go. It's a McLaren lockout at the moment provisionally in qualifying. That is very interesting. That is very, very, very interesting indeed. Oh. Okay. Okay. And where is Verstappen? Verstappen did not come in. So you got to assume that everyone is massively overfueled here. And he's just cooling everything down and getting his ERS because you can't the ERS, you're limited how much you can actually put back into the battery per lap. So you might have to do 2 laps just to fully recharge the battery to be competitive. Even though he could, if there was no regulatory limit, they could recharge it much quicker. They are capped at how much the battery can accept in 1 lap. Cooper saying Leclerc must also get deleted. We will see. Professor saying the winner is track limit. Snowline saying Max. Oh no. Yeah, Charles Leclerc, lap time deleted. Lap time. We need to get a delete emoji, don't we? Yeah, Leclerc is gone as well. So everyone's sort of cruising now. Right, here we go. Verstappen with 1 minute 19 to go. So this is the last lap for Verstappen. This is it. Verstappen about to do his flying lap. What's he going to do? Have a look at the mini sectors here. Well, purple, green, PB. Oh, okay. Keep an eye on Verstappen here. Track evolution as well might play a perspective, but a factor, sorry, I should say. Leclerc goes over. So everyone's going to be doing their last flying laps here. There's not enough time to get around and hit the line again. Meanwhile, Alonso hasn't set a time. And Ocon is on a massively different strat, I think. I think Ocon... Actually, Ocon might have played this to a blinder. Ocon might be the last driver over the line, from what I can see. Norris and Perez are very close to each other here. But I think Perez might have just backed out. Perez might just have backed out there, so Perez has got to make sure he's not traffic. I just pull over, basically. And it looks like Russell is backed off as well. So Russell's qualifying is all right. Let's guide you through this. So let's get Ocon over the line. He can go again if he needs to and if he's got the battery, but I'd be surprised if he does. Right, Verstappen is currently in P7.
Safety car deployed.
Yeah, whatever. Don't care about that. Sorry. Verstappen going to go around the last corner, but it's a terrible sector 2. I think Verstappen might have had to back out because he's done track limits again. What's it going to be? Verstappen P3 provisionally, but a very weird sector 3 there. In any way, in any instance, Verstappen is not starting this race on the front row of the grid. Verstappen is not starting the sprint on the front row. So Hulkenberg getting up to P5 as well. Wow, and what can Charles Leclerc do? Is there anyone else who can get above Max Verstappen? Charles Leclerc goes P5, just ahead of Hulkenberg. Hang on, keep an eye on Fernando Alonso here. Keep an eye on Fernando Alonso. Can Alonso potentially go faster than Max Verstappen? Wow, we'd need an absolute blinder in the last sector here. It's Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Leclerc. What can Fernando Alonso do as he goes over the line? Let's see. Here comes Fernando Alonso. P5 for Alonso. P5. And there we go, everyone. That is it. That is your qualifying done for the sprint race. So it's a McLaren lockout. McLaren have managed to get a 1-2. And Max Verstappen, P3 at the moment. But I think Max Verstappen could get lap time deleted because it's a very weird middle sector there. Unless he was playing it cautiously. Unless he was playing it cautiously. We will see. Yeah, I need to get I should have got a deleted thing. So delete. Or denied. Or something like that. Yeah, Nico Hulkenberg managed to get a decent lap time, but he's tumbled off a little bit. Snowline is loving McLaren right now. Yeah, fair play McLaren. And by the way, the rookie Oscar Piastri on pole for the sprint race. On pole for the sprint. Fair play Oscar Piastri. I know we have lots of Oscar Piastri fans in our community here. Yeah, Michelle's noticing McLaren getting better. Very interesting, isn't it? Keep an eye on that Verstappen time. Remember, his first lap time was deleted, and I don't know. The fact Hamilton's not up there is disaster for Hamilton, because he's now going to be right in the midfield between Gasly and Bottas. When does the sprint start? I believe we're going to go live at about 5:30 UK time. So yeah, incredible scenes from Piastri, the man who had a lap time deleted yesterday. I think initially was P3. And it's gone down to P6, if I remember. Or maybe it's PT to P6. Okay, thank you, Crofty. But yeah, Max Verstappen. Yeah, not the best first sector. In fact, Piastri just wiped the floor with Verstappen in sector 1 and 3. So we will see how that works. Checking if there's any... Did Perez have a lap time lead? I mean, Perez all the way down in P9. And Ocon, I don't think Ocon got a valid lap. Oh, Lando went all the way wide. So maybe Lando had his last lap time too. But that last corner. Wow, Lando went so wide at the last corner. And maybe Lando was on a provisional pole lap. Now I'm on board here with Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen riding the curbs a little bit. But being very safe. Verstappen... Oh, hang on a second. I've just seen a replay of Verstappen going a tiny bit wide, and I don't know, by literally a millimetre, I don't know. Incident involving Norris for failing to follow the race time, so we've seen that being investigated with other drivers in the session. A great job for McLaren, like honestly, fair play to McLaren here. Fair play. Do we have any Oscar Piastri fans in the chat, by the way? Isaac, hi. Never knee woo about this channel. Great job. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Ah, Piastri's got the finger out. You love to. I love people who properly celebrate winning, not just this cool, like, you know, Lando, thanks, Ian. Great job. Piastri, the man they McLaren have signed up, contracted P1. Alonso lap time deleted. Alonso lap time deleted. Good eyes there. So there we go. Alonso drops by. That promotes Perez and a few other drivers. Oh, who else is going to be at risk here of a lap time deletion? Frankly, who has not had a lap time deleted this weekend? And if you're Oscar Piastri, here's a question for you, everyone. If you're Oscar Piastri, would you rather be first in sprint qualifying, and 6 in the race qualifying, or would you rather have kept your P3 for the race qualifying but been like 10th here? What would you rather? Don't know whether McLaren... Oh, it's not a grid. It's not a race. So I was like, there's no... Where's all of his fans? He's a cool bloke, Piastri. He's a cool dude. I have to say, he seems to be the polar opposite of Lance Stroll, if you know what I mean. I can't see Piastri landing a haymaker on his engine here. Yeah, track limits GP for sure. Gurney saying P3 race any day. She's saying cancel the GP. It's a joke. Not sure about that. Yolanda, it's interesting to see how drivers are affected and they can't do the usual qualifying routines. Yeah, maybe. Part Ferme and all that. Part Ferme. I think Oscar's saying he just wants to, like, he's not going to enjoy it too much yet in case he gets it deleted like yesterday. He's got the same interviewer. Evio, Piastri is just a more talkative Kimi. Piastri, you will have the pole. You will have the pole. So Verstappen looks like he's safe. This is going to be a McLaren roadblock. And what does this do psychologically for the race? And how bad is it now that both McLarens had lap times leading for the race? Because it shows it's a real missed opportunity for them. Doesn't it? Goonie says sprint shootout should be on Friday and race quality should be Saturday. I think it should be reverse grid. I think somehow you need to get into a position where the sprint is reverse grid and it sets the grid for the race. But then why wouldn't you just, you'd have everyone just like trying to finish last and not qualifying. So I don't know how you actually do your reverse grid unless it reverses from a certain random point, which would be good. You get a celebrity to pick the ball out the hat. Isn't this like the third time in a row Piastri's out-qualified Lando? Ooh. Firing shots. I mean, Piastri just looks... He looks like a cool cucumber. He looks like an even more relaxed version of Liam Lawson. Cool to see. Oh, he's got the first down. And so you should, frankly. So you should. You've just put it on pole in the sprint qualifying in Formula 1. Ignore anyone who says you shouldn't do that, I say. In life, we don't celebrate our victories enough. We don't celebrate the highs. Welcome, Musa, Raouf. Right, the Pirelli people are happy. Obviously, there was that practice as well. I can't see Lando Norris anywhere. Oh, nice Pirelli hat there, presented by the head of motorsport of Pirelli. Cat says reverse grid, pretty good. Moad, you can do sprint grid. Yeah, but then if I'm saying the sprint result should set the grid for the race. So Dimitri and Piastri is like a non-emotional Alonso. Wow. Yeah, this race doesn't affect the grid. This race basically the winner gets 8 points. There's 8 championship points up for grabs if Piastri can win it. So that's how they're trying to balance the incentives here. Forward Pound Ganwa. Is that your name? I love that name. Forward Pound Ganwa. What a name. Forward. Just such a you know, name like my name's Forward. Better than being called backwards, isn't it? Jay, I need F1 girly friends. I don't know any girl who likes F1 like me. Well, if the adverts are anything to go by, I recommend you go down to the F1 arcade. But I can tell you the reality is doesn't match up to the marketing there. Scotty, as an American, I'm excited that Andretti Cadillac has cleared the first hurdle to F1. Any thoughts? I think the teams will veto it. I think Andretti should definitely be allowed in. Obviously, Jake Dennis winning in Formula E for Andretti, and I was lucky to spend a lot of time with them last season. Very impressed by their outfit. Welcome to Bert. Who won? Well, Piastri's on pole. Yeah, Verstappen can wrap up the championship if Perez doesn't do well, and let's be honest, I don't think Perez has got the best start there. Funky saying, it looks like Verstappen stays on third. Okay, there we go. Verstappen stays in third. That's coming direct from Funky. Snowline F1 fan here. Timothy, can Piastri do one better than Belgian? Hope so. Yeah, I think it's about time. Speaking of girls, Jess Hawkins doing a test session in the Aston Martin. Always good to see. A lot of people have been asking for the lap times, but I don't think that's too relevant, to be honest. No worries, Forward. Right, the sprint. You guys and girls all want to know. You all want to know. Look, I got you covered. I got you covered. Chat. I got you massively covered here. Right, okay. Here you go. Here you go. You can set your reminders. That will tell you automatically where it is. That is the thing for that's the stream for the sprint race, which my time I've scheduled it for 5:30 UK time. There's only 5 people waiting there. Chat, get in there and bump up those likes. Bump up those likes. George, I'm hoping to get the F1 Arcade for a race here. Any top tips? So I would look at my video on YouTube. Firstly, the sims are very expensive and very nice for Saro. Apparently £60,000 rigs. And I'd get yourself comfortable in the rig. Don't rush it. Get your legs nice in. Don't sit too close to the wall. Don't sit too far apart. And get the right assist for you. For me, it's better for me being on fully manual gears. Their semi-automatic is just too weird. So, or you might prefer automatic. So just watch my video. Think about it. All that stuff. How many hours? That's a very good point. That's 2 hours 15 minutes. 2 hours 15 minutes till the sprint starts. Max says Dutch track limits. Okay, right. Cat confirming that the girls do like F1. Awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. Okay, right everyone. I'm going to end this stream now. It will take you over to that one where you can drop your like. You can just have that one open. We'll be back in 2 hours 15 minutes. I'm going to create some shorts, I think, out of some of those moments. Maybe create a couple, put them up. And some Forza videos, and I'll be back at 5:15 for the sprint race. I'm excited to see some racing now. I've seen a lot of practice, a lot of qualifying. I want to see some racing. No worries, Professor. Awesome. German's newly single to order my racing rig. Feeding into the stereotype there, German Kiwi. Right, here we go. Gonna end the stream. I will see you all soon. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for all the likes and the support and the shares. 16,000 people passing through for the sprint qualifying, which is awesome. Right, I will see you all later. Thank you.